going on, guys? Coach Abby here. So I got a lot of requests about talking through a grapple session that I do, what I'm learning, what I'm doing, why I'm executing that or doing that the way that I'm doing it. It's a fun learning game, so you're going to see a lot of mistakes, but I started doing just a few videos. I'm going to be talking you through. Today's my first one, so enjoy. You're going to hear what I'm thinking about, how I'm working through the different positions, but know that you're gonna see mistakes, you're gonna see strong executions, and you're gonna see a lot of lessons learned. And that's the beauty of Jiu-Jitsu. So I hope you enjoy. And at the end, let me know what your favorite submission is. You guys, just what's kind of going through my head as I'm working on some games. So right away, I try to take the back. That didn't work. He turned. You can see that I try to put a lot of shoulder pressure and then tripod up because my leg's stuck. It's one thing I'm not too worried about at this point because I like how my hip and shoulder is right now against him. That pressure is really solid. Now from here, I'm at the mount position. I try to go high mount and I'm isolating that arm this whole time. You can see that I'm trying to go for a few different submissions. Didn't feel so secure, so I went back under the head. And I'm trying some different submissions here that I normally don't always go for. And that's what happens. You lose it and you start over. So at this point, I try to once again work on my pass. I love just taking one of the legs. You can see I almost gave up my arm right there. I pass, throw some solid hip pressure, make him turn, and I go right to mount. So right again up here, I'm in mount. You can't really see it from this angle, but I'm doing the same thing where I'm trying to isolate just one arm and also keep control of the head. He moves a lot. It's really good, but it causes me to kind of mess up as I'm trying some new things. So I work on just holding control. You can see my mount here is not very solid. I kind of started giving up my space with my legs being so open. So I had to grapevine, pinch my knees and legs towards him, and then climb back up again, making sure that I have some control. As he starts to lift, I realize the arm is right there. I was trying to spin, I couldn't spin because he had such good pressure and movement. I couldn't get my whole body to turn around, so I go to S mount. I love S mount. From S mount, you see how I'm still trying to just focus in on one arm, controlling the head, not going too hard on a submission quite yet. I knew I had an arm bar there. I didn't want to go for it just because I always go for those types of arm bars. I wanted to try something a little bit versatile or different in my game. So you can see I go for Kimura and then eventually an omoplata just because it's different from my go-to submissions. I love a good diamond control to a triangle. I knew the triangle was there. Once again, not trying to go for it. Just keeping good control and position. Here I'm just thinking through my next strategy, which was to attack the other side. This is where I get stuck and then he flips and we have to reset. Right here you can see I'm trying to go for some kind of a sweep. I try to feel out where their body's leaning and you can see that right away he tries to lock down my body. So I had to take away my legs because I felt like he was trying to go for a single or double leg. At that point I get up and I start trying to once again pressure down with my shoulder, with my upper body, keeping things close, but loose enough to transition if I need to. Then you see, boom, I go for the armbar. That's a regular for me, so that's why I don't always go for it, but it was there, it was solid. He was turning into me, so I felt like it was something that I needed to do in that moment. Once again, though, it's important to just try new things when you have people that are newer, not to hurt them or to bully them, but for you to practice your new game, or at least to better and versatilize your game so you're not always just going for one thing, unless that's something that you want to do. For me, I really like to change up my game, but know that I have my go-tos that I'm very strong in. So this is something that I don't always do either, is just move forward and bulldoze forward, but I'm working on passes a lot right now. It's something that I really enjoy that's very, very difficult and challenging with each person. So I pass. Once I get to a strong position, At this point, I believe I'm trying to control his head. Also isolate the arm again for another either kimura or back take. But I'm kind of letting him work as well. Also working my north-south. That's one thing that I do really enjoy. Here, I should have done an anaconda, something like that. I felt like I was getting there. But you can see, I think he has control of that leg. And that was one thing that was hard. Then I get my leg free and I start going around. I had to make sure I sprawled because he kept fishing for my legs. Timing is everything. You can see that he just keeps going, keeps going. At this point, I should have done something else. I start losing control, you can see. And with that, I fall back. You can see now I have sleeve control. I went from sleeve control to lapel control. He's really trying to lock down my hips here, but you see how he's exposing his neck. So I kind of use that to bait him in, thinking that I'm just going to go right for his neck to kind of scare him a little bit. So I am trying to go for the choke. I also try to do a little bit of an adjustment here. Not worried too much about submitting, more just working on my control and working with something new instead of going to just the usual. And that's the match.